Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, another video. I've decided for September, we'll see how this goes in the future, but because I'm reading so much stuff, I'm trying to keep my TBRs separated by videos so that I can stay more organized in my own head. And sorry, she left. I thought you'd have a cute cat in the background. So with that said, I'm going to separate my September TBR as well. So for September's bookoplathon hosted by Becca and the Books, I ended up having to roll 7 books. 7. So I'm going to be reading those books for this reading vlog. The books that I got on my TBR are as follows. Babel by R.F. Kuang. Yeah, she's a chunk. I'm going to read this and start this. I will do my best to get through this, but this is over 500 pages, so this is a bit chunky for my personal reading taste, so it's gonna take me a bit of time on top of all the other readings I have, but I will be reading as much of this as I can in this video. Unless I have so many thoughts, then I'll do a separate dedicated video, but the plan is to read it for this video. I also got Fable and The Night Circus on my TBR. I'm actually going to keep those ones separated so this TBR isn't too terribly long, but I have different videos planned for those books. So stay tuned for that. I hope they'll be up around the time of this. If they are up already, I will put it in the cards up above for you guys. If not, stay tuned. They'll be here. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see videos that I post in your feed. Yeah. And then if you hit the little bell next to the subscription button, you'll actually be notified of the videos. If you hit it to all, I believe, then you'll see all the videos that I post, which is kind of a lot. But if you want to hang out with me and read with me, then that's the best way to find out, because sometimes YouTube can be a little weird. So those 2 books will be separate, which leaves I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. This is an audiobook that I have, and I know it's going to be hard. It's going to be rough. It's going to hurt. I want to definitely take my time with it, so I will be reading it, but I'll be careful with myself. I will also be reading Lower Olympus, Volume 1. I've already started this. I'm part of the way through, so you guys are going to push me to finish it, really. I'm also going to be finishing The Ice Palace by Tarji Vesas. I don't have a whole lot left. I just need to finish it, but that's on the TBR as well. And finally, I will also be reading Witches Steeped in Gold. This one's also kind of a chunk. This one's also over 500 pages. But I do have the audiobook, luckily, to pair with this, so hopefully it won't be too bad. It's a very beautiful book, but the reviews haven't been great. This is the lowest rated book on my owned TBR shelf, so that's why I'm reading it. So fingers crossed I enjoy it. We will see. But yeah, so those will be the 5 books that I read in this video. That's upside down. The 5 books we're gonna read in this video. What am I starting with? I don't know. More likely to start with finishing The Ice Palace, because I've been reading it over September, but I've started it, I want to say January something. It's been a very long time coming, so I definitely want to get that out of the way, feel accomplished finishing another book, as well as probably Lower Olympus, just because it's a webtoons and I'm reading it on webtoons. I don't have the physical book, so I don't feel like that one's going to take me too long either. I just kind of have to sit down and read it. And then, yeah, that leaves an audiobook and these chunkers. So, yeah, that's where we're at with the TBR. I think tonight I'm going to start with The Ice Palace, and I will chat with you guys more then. So, what is The Ice Palace about, you ask? Great question. The Ice Palace is a translated work from, I believe, Norwegian, and it's a very short work. It's maybe 180 or so pages. Ow. you are on my hair. Thank you. It is maybe like 180 pages, and it's good. The writing is fine. I don't know if the translation is perfect or anything, but it's a good story. It's basically following Un and Sis, who basically become friends in like a very strange way. Through this random one night friendship, they have this weird bond and secret with one another. Un actually skips school one day to run off to the ice palace, which is this literal ice palace that freezes into the nearby waterfall. And so Un goes missing. Everyone's looking for her, and Sis has an idea where she could be, is keeping a secret from everybody on what happened, holds a lot of guilt about something, and I feel as though I might have missed something, or it's alluding to something I'm just unclear on. Maybe it'll clear up in the last 50 pages or something, but again, it's a very short work, but hard to get through, but not because it's bad, it's just not maybe for me. The writing is beautiful. The story just doesn't make a whole lot of sense right now, so we'll see how I feel when I finish it, but I'm ready for it to be done and off my current reads. That's definitely for sure. Good morning. Hi. I wanted to film for you guys my initial thoughts, my halfway thoughts of Olympus by Rachel Smith. I finished it without saying anything to you guys. So I started Olympus in May on Webtoons. Just so you know, the first 2 volumes are on Webtoons completely for free. You don't need to use coins or anything to access them. You just won't be able to read volume 3 because it's not fully out yet. And because it's being published, I think the same time as it might be ending, I'm not sure. Might not be free, but you can read the first 2 if you're interested on Webtoons for free. It's really easy. It's interactive. Some of the episodes have music with it. I love it. But I started this in May, and I would say like the first 30 episodes, I was just like, yeah, that's really cool artwork, but I wasn't connected to the characters. I didn't really care. My knowledge of Greek mythology is very, very minimal, so there's a lot of names being thrown around, and I'm just like, I don't know that. I don't know who you are. And then eventually it gets easier. But yeah, so I wasn't super engaged at first. I wasn't very interested in what was going on for a while, but once I got hooked, when I started picking it up in September, oh boy, was I hooked. I was obsessed. I'm still obsessed. I'm reading volume 2 already. I'm already like 30 episodes into volume 2, so but yeah, I was really into it. The relationship between Persephone's and Hades, and the way that Hades treats her, I just am like swooning. It's so sweet. All of the characters, like, there's so much, like, check trigger warnings. It's based off Greek mythology, so if you're aware of that at all, you know that, like, not good things happen a lot, but I'm really enjoying the conversations that are coming from it, like how our main character does deal with rape, and I just like how the author is handling the situation. It feels very real and honest, but it's just handled very well. And all the other things that are going on in this world with the other gods and goddesses and flower nymphs and so on and so forth is very well done. I'm really enjoying it. I would be so into a movie version of this, whether animated or real life, wouldn't care. 5 stars. It's really good. It's very sweet and cute, but also like heavy with some of the topics, but like still light and happy. It's just it's so well rounded. All I want to do is read it every second of every day that I've gotten since getting hooked, I've just been sitting there reading it. Like, I just can't stop. So yeah, that's my little review. I find graphic novels kind of hard to review because, I mean, if you like graphic novels, you'll like it. If you don't, then you won't. But, like, I don't know what else to say about graphic novels, but highly recommend. Yeah, very, very good. I'm enjoying it. So I'm having a hard battle with myself of reading the rest of the books on my TBR versus reading the second volume that's not on my TBR. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but that's what's going on. Hello. I am just getting like my to-do list together wherever I do it, and thought I would check in, chat with y'all, say what's up, what's good. As you saw in the B-roll, I picked up Witches Steeped in Gold. I haven't actually started. Yeah, so this is going to take me 8 hours to finish. This is very chunky, and I'm going to be honest with you, I will not finish it for this video. I just do not think that will be possible at this time of the day. Austin is gone for the weekend, so I'm home alone, and I have a lot to do. A lot of me time that I want to do, but also a lot of work things that I have to do on the side. So, like, as much as in my heart, all I want to do is read for the entire day, I just don't think I can pull it off. Hello. But yeah, so I will be reading this and I will be checking in with you guys, but as I want to read this, it's not very high priority because this is like the lowest rated book. It's fantasy, it's very chunky. So I will be reading some of it, getting as far as I can into it while still accomplishing what I need to do for the day. But I won't be able to like finish this in the day and still do everything else. So I will be reading part of it and talking to you guys. I will be finishing this in October no matter what, because this works for Black Brit-a-thon, because this author is of Jamaican heritage but was raised in England, so it's like the perfect Black Brit-a-thon book if you are wanting to participate. This is hosted by Heroine's Corner, but her name is Dee. So Dee is hosting this. I will leave her announcement video in the description for you. I'm so sorry about this cat that just does not want to leave. You're so lucky, you're cute. But yeah, that's the update. I'm gonna read part of this today, finish it sometime in October. It'll be in my wrap up for October if you want to know my full thoughts at the end. On the other side of things that I am reading, no, we're gonna stay down though. I started last night, I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, narrated by Jeanette McCurdy, and so far so good. It's a memoir about Jeanette McCurdy's life and her relationship specifically with her mother, and it's the beginning chapters which follow her as a child getting into acting, trying to always like please her mom, and like this estranged relationship that they have going because her mom is very much like, I want you to have the life that I never could because my parents wouldn't let me do this, and so on and so forth. So they have like this kind of weird relationship where she just wants to make her mom happy and do whatever she says, even if it's the exact opposite of who Jeanette McCurdy is as a person. but it is well written, I suppose. It's very much like written from the child's perspective. It has like a very simple writing style. It's nothing too crazy or anything of the sort, but it's going well. I have like 3 hours of the audiobook left that I'm hoping to finish today as well. So yeah, those are the 2 books that I'm reading today, among a few others, if I'm gonna be real. So yeah, we're gonna do the best that I can. It'll be great. But I will check in with you guys when I've made progress in either book later. Hi, it is the next day, and I've finished I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I'm not gonna rate this just because I don't like rating memoirs. I don't like rating somebody's life experience. I just don't feel like I'm qualified to do that. But I will say that I liked learning more about Jeanette McCurdy and like seeing the progressions of the story. I can't say I enjoyed it because like it's not really something you can enjoy. It's not very happy or uplifting, but I definitely liked how she wrote the story. It has a very like innocent, childlike tone. She very much sounds like her child self coming to terms with all of these things and like realizing the trauma she's experienced in life. And I thought it was well done and definitely heartbreaking at times. I also went into it very cautious of the conversations that there were going to be, especially around like eating disorders, and I wouldn't say that it felt triggering. Obviously, that's just for me personally. I can't speak on other people dealing with their food habits and so on. But it wasn't anything triggering. It wasn't anything new. It was just kind of like, here's her experience, and I could relate to a lot of it. So it was kind of nice hearing like her perspectives with it. It's heartbreaking, like I said. It's not like an easy, fun little read or anything, but it was interesting. I can't explain why this book has taken the world by storm. I wouldn't say that the writing was like the best ever. I wouldn't say that her life experience was super revolutionary. I didn't feel like I uncovered anything. I just learned more about her and her life, and it was cool to know, but also I don't really need, like, I feel like this is very therapeutic for her to write. She is so brave for putting it out into the world and having everybody read it and it getting as much attention as it has, because that cannot be easy. But I don't feel like this was like something that had to be shared with the public. I don't feel like everybody needed to know all of this, but it's her healing journey. If that's what works for her, then like that's great. That's all that matters. But there were times where she would talk about her relationships and sexual experiences, and I was like, ugh. I don't like knowing too much about like real life people. I have that similar issue with The Love Hypothesis. Like, anytime I had a picture of Adam Driver or whatever, I think that's his name, in my head while reading, especially the sex scene, I was like, no, I don't like it. It makes me feel kind of dirty. Like, I don't want to know your personal business like that. Thank you. Fiction only for that. But yeah, overall, that was my experience. I'm glad that I was able to read it and finish it, and it wasn't harming at all. I wouldn't broadly recommend it to everybody, but if it's something you're interested in, I know there's a lot of hype around it. I don't think it's necessary for everybody to read. I don't think everybody is going to get anything out of it, and it can definitely be triggering for a lot of people for multiple reasons. But read what you like. Just take care of yourself and your mental health. But finally, let's chat about witches steeped in gold, shall we? So, Shannon Smart has come to us, I think this is just a duology, and wrote Jamaican mythology retelling, I want to say. Oh, I don't know if that's accurate. I know that it's based on Jamaican heritage to an extent. I don't know specifics. I read part 1, which was 140 pages. So I still have a ways to go. It's hard to tell, but this is all of part 2, and then part 1, and then part 3. So I have still quite a ways to go, but I don't think I'm going to finish this in time for this video, and also, like, I want to take my time reading this. Why? Well, in this we are following 2 different perspectives. We're following Jasmine, who is the daughter of the Doyen, and basically is like, Mom, you kind of suck, but, like, you're also my mom, so I don't really want you to die, but also, like, people are plotting against you because you suck. So she's next in line for the throne, if you will. It's not quite like that, but she's next in line, but also if she dies, like, her mom gets her powers, but if her mom dies, then she gets the powers, and that's, like, how becoming the ruler works. And so she's not quite ready to step up to the plate, but also is getting a lot of pressure to take over because things aren't looking so hot. And the other perspective, oh, and she's also, like, a warrior, but her mom doesn't give her responsibilities to, like, take care of things. And then we're following Ira, who is basically in prison. She was exiled after her parents were overthrown and murdered. And basically she's, like, the lost empress, and she, on her 18th birthday, or around her 18th birthday, everybody in captivity, and however this works. Sorry, this is a terrible plot explanation. But basically, she's gonna go get her magic. And so, when that happens, crazy stuff goes down. There's, like, this little rebellion riot thing, and now she's kind of, sort of, maybe working with the Doyen? I'm so sorry. That's where I'm at. There was a terrible synopsis. So here's my issue so far with the book. 140 pages in, I don't know these characters very well, and not a lot happened with the plot. I don't know what's happened, what's going to happen. I'm really glad that I'm reading this along with the audiobook, because although the writing is simple and easy to read and follow, there is a lot of new vocabulary about the fantasy world, probably about Jamaican mythology, history, cultural words that I do not know. And so it makes understanding everything and visualizing things harder than a typical Western book, if you will. So I'm doing my best to follow along, but I don't want to rush this and speed through it to get my rating up for you guys and then, like, miss out on the story, because there were definitely times where I had to, like, pause and, like, read a paragraph again to make sure that I understood what was happening, because there's quite a few characters. There's a lot, just so many words that I'm unfamiliar with, and there isn't a glossary. So I'm really going off a lot of, like, context clues, searching things where I need to, but it's definitely taking a bit more time. And I'm okay with that. I just won't be able to finish it for the video because I want to give this a fair chance. I've been reading this because it is the lowest rated book on my physical TBR with a 3.28, I believe. I've yet to read the reviews. I don't know why it's got such a low rating. The sequel has come out and it's got a 3.84, so it gets a bit better for, I'm assuming, the readers who stuck it out and followed through. But I don't, and granted, remember, we're 25% through. Like, there's so much more can happen. So I don't know why it's rated so low, but I haven't had any reason to think that it's bad, except for just having a slower process following along. Slower process reading. I'm having a slower understanding, which is making the reading experience take a bit longer, but I am enjoying it. I like the characters, I like the banter, I like that Jasmine kind of has like this polyamorous relationship going on, and I'm really loving both love interests, and I'm interested to see where that goes, and I really hope that it goes somewhere. But like also if like our main two girlies got together too, I'd be okay with that. I'm just kind of here for whatever it has. I have like no expectations except for the fact that I know at some point the girlies are going to team up because they have the similar objective. I don't know. We will see. I will continue reading this. If you're interested, I will have this in my October wrap up, and or you can follow me on Goodreads. It's always linked in the description down below to see my final rating and review. But yeah, it's been fine. I read the first 2 hours and it was fine. I wasn't super disengaged or anything. But that is going to be the end of this video. Thanks for sticking around and hanging out with me. Did you participate in bookoplathon? Did you enjoy your reading? I had a pretty successful like reading vlog. I came out with a new like all-time favorite graphic novel because I now am obsessed with Olympus. It's just like comfort. It is amazing. I love the romance. I'm just kind of in a romance mood, I think. I think that's where we're at. But yes, I had a fantastic time reading all of these books. I'm really excited to finish Witches Steeped in Gold. But thank you for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe down to my channel if you want to see more from me. I am doing I'm doing Booktober. So happy day 10. I will see you guys very soon tomorrow in my next video. Bye.